Alright guys, welcome to the Puerto Vallarta vlog. Man, I'm gonna cover a ton of stuff in this. So we were here for 6 days. We're gonna go through all that. The vlog itself is about 11 to 12 minutes long. That's at the end of this. So if you wanna see what Puerto Vallarta looks like, all the stuff that I'm gonna talk about right now, it's gonna be there. But let's jump into it. I'm gonna be as concise and comprehensive as I can. So off the bat, you gotta know, if you're traveling from anywhere outside of Mexico, you gotta fill out the FMM, or the immigration form. And I'll leave the links down below in the video description. You'll wanna make sure you fill that out online, print it. You don't wanna be doing that at the airport and stuff. It's such a pain. Just make sure you have that ready to go. Now, the other thing is, if you're gonna fly from anywhere in the US, you gotta look for direct flights. There's websites and everything to help you. Me being in San Diego, it is significantly cheaper to purchase the CBX crossover from San Diego to Tijuana, and then fly from a Mexican airline to Puerto Vallarta. And I mean significantly cheaper. Okay, so we talked about the immigration form, the CBX, which is the bridge. It's a fee, and you can cross-leg from San Diego to Tijuana just at the airport. You can only use it if you have a boarding pass. So again, this is only for folks that are flying, but it does make life easy that you don't have to cross into TJ, drive to the airport, etc. Now the flights themselves, there are 2 from Tijuana right now, Vivaerobus. If you value your life, I wouldn't get on that. And then the other one is Volaris, that are direct flights. Volaris is like the Spirit Airlines. You know, you breathe on the airplane, they'll charge you for something. It's not ideal, but the fastest way to get here. From Tijuana, it's 2.5 hours. It's really the easiest and the fastest way to get here. Aeromexico is good, but you do have a layover, usually in Mexico. It just turns into a whole day trip. Okay, we're gonna go into top questions. Now, I did find a fantastic website that answers all of this, so I'm not gonna go through it in a ton of detail. Again, I'll put it in the description down below. But I do want to talk about Puerto Vallarta as a destination. So again, you can go through this in detail. I think the biggest question I get is Puerto Vallarta safe? And luckily the answer is yes. And even if you ask locals, if you look up online, it is a very safe city. Compared to other places in Mexico, it is absolutely a very safe city. You can hang out in the pueblo, the old village. Obviously you gotta be careful, just like with anywhere you go. Overall, it is just still a fantastic place to vacation and come. So I wouldn't worry too much about safety. Just as always, be on the lookout, you know, be mindful. Don't tell people too many details, like the normal traveling things you gotta think about. Best time to travel really depends. So in the summer, it is very hot, but like scuba diving, snorkeling will be better. In the winter, so we're here for Thanksgiving, very packed from folks traveling from Canada, from the US, just different places. On the Zipline tour we did today, there was a lot of folks from Europe. When is Puerto Vallarta rainy season? So June to October, something to consider if you're gonna factor that into your travel. What should I do in Puerto Vallarta? And this is really why this place is so awesome. There is so many things you can do. And I'm gonna touch on if the 1 or 2 things that you have time for. I'm gonna touch on that after this here in a second. Where to stay in Puerto Vallarta, there's all-inclusive resorts. We stay here at the Sheraton. There's a lot of different places to stay. You'll see this again in the vlog, but there's a couple days where we just enjoyed literally the pool, food, the beach, more food, and that was it. It was just really nice to relax. Hurricane season from July to October, so again, something to consider. And those are kind of the major questions. Now, if you have 1 to 2 things you have to do in Puerto Vallarta, and this is if you ask locals, tour guides, whatever it is around here, it is to visit Mismaloya, which is a beautiful place, and you can read a little bit more about it here. And then also visit Los Arcos. And you can see here, no trip to Puerto Vallarta is complete without spending time at Los Arcos in Banderas Bay, Mexico, Spanish for the arches. These are big granite islands that are pushing up from the ocean. You can actually go through them. You can see that in the video, and snorkeling around these is magnificent. It is absolutely beautiful. A must thing that if you're gonna do something, again, these are the things that you should just check out. All right, so now I'm gonna go through our trip and recommendations. So keep in mind, again, there's a lot of stuff here. I'm giving you a piece, things that'll make your trip better. You could do all the research in the world, but sometimes you just gotta get to a place and walk around and experience it for yourself. And that is really Puerto Vallarta. Go into the Malecon, and I'll touch on that in a second. Go into the old village, and just walk around. Experience it all for yourself. We're staying at the Sheraton. There's a few places nearby if you're near this that you should absolutely check out. Food places, Barracuda. Then there's the Mariscos Ocho Tostadas. This one is an absolute favorite. And you can see here all 4.5 stars and up. And then El Patron also here. We ate there the second night. Absolutely fantastic. So those are not formal or anything, but really, really good food. Now, if you want something a little bit more formal, funny enough, everything that was recommended is always in the same plaza. So there's this big shopping plaza here in Puerto Vallarta, and in front of it, there are 3 restaurants. La Vaca Argentina, Campo Mar, and La Dolce Restaurante. These are 3 a little bit more high-end, right? So folks are wearing probably jeans, a button-up or something. This is not like your usual walking in flip-flops by the beach type of stuff. So if you're looking for something slightly more upscale, this is the place to be at. Now, if you're going into the old village, or what's food is cheaper, right? So it is a plus. Freddy's Tucan, absolutely delicious breakfast food. And then Café de Olla, this is a must here if you want to check out one place for breakfast. They're closed on Tuesday, so just make sure you look it up. But this place, really, really good. You should 100% check it out. Again, the nice thing with these places is you can get dropped off by the taxi and then just walk around the beach. The Malecon is really close by. There's a ton of shops here. So you'll see a lot of that in the vlog. I think the last two things that we really did was we rented a boat. We do that as a family, big family, split it. It's really nice. You can tell them where you want to go. There's a lot of fantastic little islands and secret little beaches that the tour guides can guide you to. If you have the time and the budget, that's definitely something I'd recommend. Lots of different options. That was one day, and the next day was this Vallarta Adventures, and there's a ton of stuff to do here. There's all sorts of things, and just doing a quick Google search will pull it up. But specifically for this, we did the Zipline adventure tour today. Rappelling, ziplining, down water slides. I mean, you'll see it in the video, but it was just absolutely fantastic. Again, I'll end it there. I gave a lot of information. If you're planning on visiting, you definitely should. You'll have a good time. Make sure you check out some of the, go to the village, walk around the boardwalk. Stay tuned for the full vlog and drop any questions down below. Do my best to answer them. I'll see you on the next one.